Welcome to the Genealogy Happy Hour, a place where new family historians can learn to document their family histories and celebrate their new discoveries. I'm Amy.
And I'm Penny, and we're here to help you discover your family tree from the beginning.
Welcome to episode 67. Today, Penny, we're going to be talking about the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution Genealogical Research System.
Wow, that's a lot.
GRS. It is a lot. It's a mouthful. That's why they call it GRS.
Okay.
All right. And that is basically some online tools. You don't even have to be a member to be able to utilize them. And but I think sometimes it's an overlooked resource for genealogists. So we're going to talk about a couple of databases that they have in that for researchers. But first, are we talking about wine?
We are.
Okay.
This is your choice today.
Oh, it was my choice. Okay. So my choice was Olema. They have several different wines out, but the one that we chose today is Pinot Noir. It's from Sonoma County, California, and it's just a lovely silky with bright acidity. It's got that fruity flavor that you like, the cherries, the strawberries, with that earthiness. But it's a California Pinot.
Do you notice that since we started this podcast, we've leaned more into the reds?
Yes.
We were
especially you.
Very anti-red at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
Yep. So Olema, and they have a nice Chardonnay as well that I like. So in a cab.
That would be a non-oaky Chardonnay, right?
Very nice cab. Yeah. So I do prefer
the non-oak.
Yeah, an oat.
Yeah.
But so Olema, really good. All right, so the GRS, Genealogical Research System, that looks at that. It's a lot of resources that the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, have in their extensive library in Washington, D.C. Certainly someplace that you should think about looking, especially if you have a brick wall. You've gone through a lot of other resources. This is one that you should look into for your exhaustive genealogical research. I am a member of DAR, and I'm currently serve as the registrar for my chapter, but you don't have to be a member to utilize the library in Washington or to use some of these online resources. You can even order records from them. If you find something here, you can order them and they'll send you a copy. For members, some of those can be even, I think you can automatically get an email with a link and you can actually see it right away. But for non-members, you have to order them. But according to the NSDAR website, the library in Washington holds over 200,000 books, as well as an extensive collection of documents on microfilm and microfiche. On-site access to the GRS is allowed, allows patrons to see the scanned copies of approved DAR applications. However, and that you can also see the supporting documentation, but they do redact all data for people who are still living. So you can be rest assured that they're keeping their members' privacy first and foremost, as we all should when we're working on our own genealogy. You should always keep people who are still living, they have a right to privacy.
Absolutely.
So, but you can get, and sometimes you're going to find documents here that you may not find anywhere else because maybe the family has some Bible records, which we're going to talk about in a minute, or some other records that aren't publicly available that you could get here for a shared ancestor. However, you can also access the GRS online from your home. Again, you won't be able to see the scanned copies or the supporting documents, but you can see the indexes and some of the abstracted information that will kind of let you know, well, maybe this is something that I really need to get a copy of. Mm-hmm. So I want to discuss just briefly 3 types of databases that are available online. And the first one is the search by descendants. This is something that you can use to, rather than searching by the patriot's name or a member's name, you're searching by the descendants of that patriot. So any of those couple matches, spouse matches, direct line ancestors, and descendants all the way to you can put those in. Using the advanced search, it allows you to search for two names. So you can put the husband and the wife's surnames in to see if how many of those matches, those couples come up. And then you can see if that couple is actually one that you know of is in your family. All applications in which that couple's surname appears will come up. And then you can read through, and they have abstracted, so it will tell you not only the name of the husband and the wife, but also their dates of birth, dates of death, and the state where they were born and died. So that will help you match up to make sure that those are indeed the couple that you're looking for. Keep in mind that DAR applications do piggyback off of prior applications. So just because you might find one that has your couple in there, they may not have the documentation to support that couple and their data. It may have been provided in a prior application. You can look at the citations. If you get a copy, if you request a copy of the application, the citations of the documents used can be very useful. This is on the references for lineage page of the application. So you get a copy of the application. It may not have all of the documents, but you can look to see, okay, which application that one came from, that particular generation, go back to that application, and then look to just see what documents were being used. And they will, have a citation. It could be maybe citing a will or citing a deed, and it might give the book and the page and the county. Well, you can go then to the county and get that's that copy. So
right, something that you haven't already found.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Or a book reference, a reference of a county history or a genealogical research report that's been put together on the family. That could be something that you could use for your own research. You can start with, you start with your 8 great-grandparents, and then go to your 16 great-great-grandparents. The farther back you go, the more likely you are going to be find a match. But don't forget to try searching your lineal ancestors' siblings too, because your particular ancestor may not have had a descendant who has applied to DAR, but maybe their brother or sister did, and you'll still get some information about the family. If you find, if they provided a will for an ancestor, your relative's going to be in there too. So check that. The other thing that's really cool is the Bible records. They're continuously, as they get Bible records in, transcribing them. They give you an abstract of what they have available by what's being sent in on the applications. And this is a wonderful collection of transcribed Bible records from members, or sometimes from the chapters. Sometimes a chapter will ask their, especially like for instance, my second great aunt, their chapter collected Bible records from all of their membership, and they transcribed them, and then they published them, compiled them, and published them in a little book, and that has been donated to the DAR library in Washington. But you can also buy it on Amazon too, for that matter.
That's a great project too for that chapter.
Yeah. And she was, I think she became a member in 1931, and she was a member until she died in the early 60s or in the mid 60s. Mm-hmm. But her father was a Civil War veteran. So you're talking about Bible records, especially from her time period, that were very much closer to the Revolutionary War people. And in fact, it was because of that project that I was able to make, I think, 2 kinship relationships because of the Bible records that they had transcribed. That I don't know where those Bibles are now.
Right, but somebody has done it, and it's printed, and it's
yep.
In that. Yeah, that's amazing.
So this is a great resource. And what you do is you put the names in, and it will pull up every Bible record that they have, or every document that they have there. And then if you drill into it, it will give you a list of everybody who's listed in that Bible record.
Fascinating.
So then you're like, oh, okay. It has a document number, so that you can then fill out a form that they have and send in. I think it's $10 for a copy, and they'll send you the actual copy of that record. So then you can have that for your research file. So it's very cool. I actually have to order some that I found just recently. But yeah, it's a great chapter project.
And that's nice that you can order those as well then.
Yeah, anyone can order those. Yes,
Great.
Absolutely. And you really have an idea of who's going to be in that document when you get it. So it's just not a name. And don't forget to always try the different variations of spellings of those surnames as well. So
yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, when you're in there looking, even if you're researching, whatever family it is, the Smith family, you might as well put everybody's name in there and see,
Sure.
as long as you're in there, just, dig, see what else is you can find for other projects that you
absolutely, because like your ancestors, their siblings' descendants could have donated something that you're not aware of.
Yeah.
So, another new database that they have on the website is the Patriots of Color. And this contains names of individuals from a wide variety of origins and backgrounds who have been found to have provided patriotic service, but for whom no membership application has yet been approved. So if you can prove that you descend from any of these individuals, then you could not only add them to the Patriots in the database, but then of course become a member. You can search by name, or you can search by state. So for example, searching in Virginia, there are 757 individuals found to have provided the patriotic service while living in Virginia, many of whom were enslaved by the founding fathers in Virginia. So if you descend from, if you find an ancestor there, then you could prove that their patriotic service has already been proven.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep. Sometimes for these, sometimes only a first name is known or the owner's surname, but other entries have first and last names. Like there's an entry for a Jeffrey Hemingway in Worcester or Farmingham, Massachusetts. This individual is already proven to have patriotic service. So if you descend from Jeffrey Hemingway, then you're
golden.
Yeah, you're golden. If you're interested in hearing some of the family stories from women of color who have joined DAR, Raisha Rainey hosts a podcast called Daughter Dialogues, and she had reached out to other members of DAR who were women of color who could prove their ancestry back to a Revolutionary War patriot.
Wow.
So there's some interesting, fascinating stories there.
Yeah, I bet.
So whether you're using the GSR online or in ordering documents from home, or start a list for your next trip to DC. The library there is fabulous. And it's beautiful. The building itself is beautiful, and the library is beautiful, but they've got great resources there. And it's just another resource and another repository to look when especially when you run into a brick wall. So
yeah.
I found some great stuff there, like I said.
Great information, Amy.
Yep.
I like that.
All right. So until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for listening. Please email us with any questions or comments at genealogyhappyhour@gmail.com.
Visit our website, www.genealogyhappyhour.com, for additional resources, books, and wines. Don't forget to drink responsibly
and never drink around genealogical documents.